we may as well just oh,
Make sure.
you weren't recording just now?
No, we gotta record.
Oh, I gotta redo that. I gotta redo that
Hello,
amazing
everyone.
intro. Hey everybody, I'm Nick and this is Lesley. You guys know Lesley already if you're in the Colorado region. We're doing digital domination today. We're going to be covering lots of social media and how to create content using AI and all of that fun stuff. So without further ado, let's just kind of get right into it. I'm going to share my screen and oh, I can't share there's no share button. You need to give me share at. Oh, there it is. I got it. Found it.
Good. I'm glad
Do you
you did.
want to do let's do speaker view that way they can see the screen larger.
Yeah, let's do that. Hold on real quick.
I just did it.
Oh,
So,
great.
yeah.
You're on
Oh,
it.
I forgot I didn't I forgot to put your picture on here because this was from when I no, I we have two versions. We have one with both of our pictures and one with just my picture because I did this at a market center a couple weeks ago. So I just totally didn't even think about putting the other picture back because I'm selfish.
Okay, I know how it
And
works. It's okay.
but Leslie's here and that's what matters. All right, let's get started. We're gonna start off with branding. I'll kick it off with what a brand is not. Believe it or not, guys, a brand is not a logo. We hear lots of agents say, well, I need a logo. I need a logo. I need a logo for my brand. It's like, well, what is your brand? You don't even know what it is. So how are you going to create a logo? It's not advertising. It's not marketing. It's not products and services. It's not anything superficial. By the way, it's not only defined by you, it's also defined by what the customer thinks about or feels when they think of you. So these are the things that a brand isn't. And I know that I probably, confused a lot of people when I said it's definitely not a logo. I mean, it's part of your brand, but it's not your entire brand. So, Lesley, you go ahead. We'll just alternate.
Yeah, I love this one. What a brand is. Identity and personality. It's who you are, your reputation and trust. How are you truly with your clients? Values and promise. I like this one because it's the integrity built into your value proposition. Are you living up to it all when you do speak your value? And what the customer's perception is. So as you present yourself, how do they perceive you? And then, of course, differentiating yourself and being consistent. And then, of course, your social connection is huge for what a brand is.
Yeah, so let's talk about defining your brand identity because this is going to help you relay your brand to your customer base or to your would-be customers. So first of all, you have to identify what your unique selling proposition is, like what value you bring to the table. Now more than ever, with this new commission structure or new commission ruling, before when it came to working with a buyer agent, there wasn't, I don't feel as much decision on the consumer side of it when they wanted to see a property, right? Like, there wasn't much emphasis on the consumer actually like doing a lot of due diligence on who they were going to choose. It was basically like requesting to see a property, and that would be their agent, as opposed to like a listing consultation. They might interview multiple agents, and I'm sure some buyers interview multiple buyer agents, but I feel like they don't do it as often. And now, if you're a buyer agent, it's really going to be all about your value and what you're bringing to the table and why the people should work with you and why they should sign an exclusive buyer listing agreement with you. So identifying what's unique about you. Also, who is your audience? Like who are you who do you want to work with? Who's your ideal client? Like who's your client avatar? You don't have to be everything to everyone, right? So figure out who you want to work with and go after those people. Whether it be first time buyers, second time buyers, luxury, commercial, whatever it is, you don't do it all. I mean, you can do some of it, but being an expert in everything, that's kind of silly, right? So hone in, get your niche, figure it out, and take it from there. What your brand values and personality is, your visual identity. This is where your logo comes into play. The way your the way your brand voice sounds and what your messaging is on different platforms. Of course, your online and offline customer experience, and then whether or not you're able to adapt and grow over time. The most successful brands out there are the ones that have been with us for decades, if not centuries, because they've been able to adapt over time and keep up with the changing landscape of whatever industry that they're in.
Understanding your value proposition, your unique value proposition. And this all goes back to the who, right? So once you identify the who, then your unique value proposition should be quite simple and easy to identify. And really pulling in the strengths and skills of those unique qualities that will help that person in their journey, any kind of pain points that they're dealing with. And that then goes into really analyzing their market that they're in and doing, some investigating around what else do they truly need and write it up and be that person that's going to solve the pain points in your unique value proposition. So make it compelling. It's an easy start is just creating some bullet points. We'll get into that later. But really surveying your competition, understanding your competition as well. What are they offering? And perhaps there's something that they're offering that you're not. And this will also help you really articulate your clear value proposition. And it's, of course, going to be able to be more concise, right? So if in anything, it should be able to, your unique value proposition should be able to communicate quickly with what you're up to, who you're serving, and how it's going to provide any kind of benefits to that person.
Awesome. All right, moving on. Brand values and personality. This is super important. Like what you're, what you stand for, how your brand um is personified. So obviously you have to define your core values, your mission, goals, values, develop your brand personality, personify your brand. Like I said before, if your brand was a person, what would it be? What would its attitude be? What would its personality be? What would the characteristics of your brand be? How would you align with the audience? And how would you keep your communication consistent? Not just like consistently communicating. That's not what I mean. I mean, using your messaging, keeping your messaging the same no matter where it's seen, whether it's online, whether it's on a postcard, whether it's digital,
Oh,
whether it's print. Did you want to say something, Lesley?
no, you were breaking up there. I just want to
Oh,
like you're
did I?
fuzzy.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's way better now.
All right. So yeah, just keep your messaging consistent based on no matter where your brand is seen. Like whenever you see Apple, it's always the same. Whenever you see Nike, it's always the same. Just make sure that it's similar so people can recognize it. And values, personality, turning those into a branding strategy. So your visual identity, your logos, the colors of your logos, your culture, the story that you're telling about your brand, all of these things can get intertwined into your strategy as a whole. And so I'm just going to go over this real quick, Lesley.
Yeah.
This is kind of fun. You guys might want to take a picture of this. If you're creating a logo, think about the colors that you pick because the colors really do mean something subconsciously to the consumer. So you can see like why some of these brands chose certain colors. Okay. Um, for excitement, for trust, for friendly, for being optimistic. But there's reasons why different colors are chosen. So don't just willy-nilly choose a color, right? Look through these charts. You can Google brand color chart. There's lots of different charts. I just like the way this one looked. It doesn't have all the colors. But definitely figure out and be strategic about what color you want to choose. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to go that fast. And these are just different types of logos that you can create. So a brand mark, a mascot, letters, picture, emblem, just different types of logos. They all have different types of names. And when you're going for a logo, I always feel like choose a logo that has a mark, but also wording. So you can just use the mark without the words. Make sure it looks good on different pieces of, swag, like a shirt or a hat. Like we all know that that's Pepsi without even seeing Pepsi. We all know that that's Apple without even seeing the word Apple. So make sure that you have a mark that can stand on its own. It's called a brand mark that can stand on its own without seeing the words. I'm just gonna skip this because it's a video and we don't have time to go through the video today. So we're just gonna skip that. It's just a little fun game, like looking at logos without the words to see if you guys could tell what logos they are, but it's not important for the presentation. It's just a little something fun. You want to go into this, Lesley?
Yeah, I would love to. So the five characteristics of a great logo. Simplicity. Make sure it's just simple. Don't overcomplicate it. It's also something that you should think about is in the future, 5 years from now, can it be, can you change things out a little bit here and there? Again, can it be adaptable? Uh, Timelessness, that goes into exactly that. It should be future proof. So if anything were to come up, could you change it slightly and it still looks the same, or could you add something on and it would look even better? Memorability, which is achieved through simplicity, yet has distinctive elements. So that's that one piece that I think should really start thinking about when you could do create a logo, your unique value proposition. Maybe there's some sort of shape in there that portrays your unique value proposition, which then goes back to the who, your avatar of your customer, which is perfect here because then that's really, can it be versatile? The versatility of your logo is huge. This means it should be able to work across a lot of different types of mediums and applications, such as, like Nick had mentioned, can you put it on a t-shirt? Can you put it on a coffee cup? Can you put it in a PDF, a PNG? Does it have a transparent background? Can you switch it up from white to black or black to white? So think about those situations. The appropriateness, is this about the logo fitting the business it represents? So yeah, keep it
Yeah.
simple.
And by the way, like, I see a lot of houses, a lot of rooftops, a lot of keys. You can use those, but be creative, right? Like, don't just throw a rooftop on top of your name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, be creative. Make it a who are you? So, like, when I was teaching this class a couple weeks ago in Boston, there was an agent that showed me his logo, and he wears what are those hats? Like, it's a beret, like one of those hats with like the rims. Is that what it's called? No. What's it called? Do you
Uh,
know?
no.
It's like, one of those old time, like 1920s hats. They're not
Oh, yes. I can
fedora.
think of it.
Fedora. Right.
A
There you go.
fedora. Thanks,
So
John.
he wears a fedora all the time, and like, all of his clients like recognize that, right?
Right.
And so his logo is a fedora with his name. And so he showed it to me. And I'm like, that's so cool because he's like, that's me. That's my personality. That has nothing to do with real estate, but it's who I am. And it's recognizable. And I thought that was super cool. Like,
Yeah.
there's another agent that I know who she's a female and she wears suits and she wears different color ties all the time. And so
Mm-hmm.
her logo is a tie. And
Yeah.
like I think that that's cool. Like make it about who you are, something about you. It doesn't have to necessarily be a real estate shaped
Yeah.
icon.
Did you
You know what
mention
I
that
mean?
woman that also wears a hat all the time and then she put her hat in her logo? She was a
Can't
regular
remember.
attendee of ours. Really cool. I mean, she always wears these really cool big hats. So then
Yeah.
that's how
Like
she,
my logo
yeah,
is a black and white outline of my face. So like my glasses and my beard. And
yeah.
so, the top, there's nothing on the top because I have nothing on top, but
Uh-huh.
it looks like me. So, have something that resembles who you are and your personality. It doesn't necessarily have to be a rooftop because those are going to be the ones that are recognized the most.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's move on. All right, so here's 5 ways to align your brand. And there's questions in the chat, Lesley, and if you want to answer them in the chat, you can, unless you want to answer them out loud. 5 ways to align your brand. So define your brand personality, which we talked about. Is it friendly? Is it professional? It definitely doesn't want to be mean or, rude. Is it authoritative? Usually friendly and professional is probably the way to go. Develop a brand. Oh, wait, let me go to reflect your audience's language. So, like we talked about picking your target audience. So if you're going after first-time home buyers in their mid-30s, you're going to want to talk like them. You know what I mean? You're going to want to relate to them the way they communicate, right? Luxury clients are going to probably communicate a little bit different. So just make sure that your language resonates with them. Developing a brand guide is a lot of all the major brands do this. It's just a way to like if you're growing a team and you want to bring other agents on and you want them to use your branding, it just helps them. It's basically an instruction manual on how your logo should look on different pieces of marketing. So whether it be a postcard, a website, social media, business card, it just helps them understand like how it should be shown on different um, pieces of marketing. Like I said, consistent messaging across all channels. We talked about this before. Just be consistent on your website, social media, have the same messaging, have the same personality, and then train your team, on how to stay specific to your brand so nobody goes rogue. We don't want rogue agents if you have a
Yeah,
team.
yeah, which could be off brand. You don't want that.
No.
So define your ideal client. We discussed a little bit of this earlier. Who are they? Identify their lifestyle preferences, commuting preferences, leisure activities, and community amenities. Can I just say that sometimes your ideal client is someone like yourself? So, also, if you think about yourself and what you're up to, typically it's a law of attraction, right? Typically, but there could also be the opposite. And if you have a passion around that, then of course identify who that is. Understand home buyer seller goals, first home upgrading to a larger property, downsizing, etc. Again, people buy or sell because they have a life-changing experience. Where are they in their life journey? So define the who, and that's going to match what they need, which also goes into pinpointing their pain points. Because when I need to downsize, that means I have too big of a house. That's a pain point. I might be retired, or my kids have already gone to college and I'm ready to get rid of all of the house. I just don't want to maintain it. That's just an example of a pain point. So the next thing is property types, understanding those specific property types that match the who and match the pain point. Identifying communication preferences. Be adaptable. There are a lot of people that communicate differently via text, phone call, email. I know myself, I'd rather text or make a call, ask those types of questions, or get to know what your ideal client would rather prefer, what they would prefer. And then the very bottom, seek feedback and refine over time is what that says. It's really true. To get better 1% every day, ask the questions. Make yourself approachable, get to know what they need and what their current situation is. As you know, a lot of people could be going through something that you may not know about. So ask those questions that could get you out of the real estate conversation and get more into that building rapport conversation.
So let's jump into some of the fun stuff. Leveraging blogs for SEO. We're not gonna talk about command too much. We're just gonna mention when you can do something on command. But blogs for SEO are huge, and blogs are something that agents aren't doing as much anymore. And with the advent of AI coming into the consumer realm, it's much easier to do these things. So, like, we're going to show you how to leverage artificial intelligence to create blogs that can help with your search engine optimization. And one of the ways to do that is by adding videos to your blogs from YouTube, because Google owns YouTube and they like when you use videos from their platform. But let's just kind of talk about aspects of a blog that you want to definitely have. So here's a blog that I worked on with 5 coffee shops that so on your on your KW website you can blog. So new discover Montclair, New Jersey, a coffee lover's haven. So I listed the top 5 coffee shops that were my favorite in this area where I'm originally from. And so what we see here is over here, this first arrow, you can see these underlined words. This is an internal link. This is linking back to another blog that I wrote about Montclair, New Jersey that gives them more information. And so so they stay on my website and keep reading. And then you can see the darkened names of the coffee shops, and those are external links. So each one of those coffee shop names leads to a coffee shop website. Okay, so Google likes when you do that too. And then down here at the bottom on the right-hand side, it says to search for homes in Montclair, click here. So you have this blog with multiple calls to action, and then you hope that they fall in love and want to start looking for homes there. So you have an internal link that links to another blog that you wrote, an external link that links to something that you mentioned within the blog, and then a home search. So they stay on your website and continue to search for homes. All 3 of these things are going to help you with keeping people on your site and keeping your and helping your rankings. So let me just get into using ChatGPT for blogs because a lot of you are probably like, well, I don't have the time to write blogs. And some of you may also say, well, doesn't Google, punish you for using AI? So Google doesn't punish you for using AI. They punish you if your content sucks, right? And isn't something that it brings value and that people are looking for. So if you're using AI to write blogs, just make sure that the blogs are relevant, that they provide value, that they're well written. Obviously, don't just go and copy and paste a blog that ChatGPT writes for you. Use it as a starting point. Input your own input. Oh, what's that, Lesley? Do we want to mute everybody?
Got you. Yeah, I got you.
Um, so so Google will favor AI blogs if they're written well, if they bring value, if they're relevant, um, all of these things. So if you're going to use ChatGPT for blogs, here's how you're going to do it. So you're going to use ChatGPT to give you topic selections. So ask ChatGPT for however many, 5, 10 suggestions based on recent trends or popular topics in real estate. You're going to ask ChatGPT once they've given you those to assist in generating a list of keywords related to your chosen topic. So keywords are basically, so there's long form and short form. They're basically search terms that people are using to find certain things on Google, right? Then you're going to ask ChatGPT to help you outline the main sections and key points to cover in your post. So you're going to say, okay, you're going to tell it when it gives you the suggestions, you're going to pick one. Then you say, give me keywords related to this topic, then outline this topic, and then use the outline to generate the content incorporating the topic and the keywords. ChatGPT can also help you suggest visual content ideas. Um, you should probably already know like what kind of visuals. Like I suggest, like here, let me go back a little bit. So like for this, because I'm not local to Montclair anymore, where I'm from, I live in Michigan now. But if I was writing this and I still lived in Montclair, New Jersey, I would go to each one of these locations and I would say, "Hey, I'm a realtor in town and I'm writing a blog about my 5 favorite coffee shops. It's going to go out to my database and go on my website. Can I just take a few photos of the interior of your establishment to put on the blog?" So that's what I would suggest because that will help build relationships with your local businesses. Um, Okay, so optimizing for SEO, for search engine optimization. So ChatGPT can help you identify strategic placements for keywords and suggest SEO friendly content modifications. So when it's writing, when you choose your topic and you choose your keywords and you creates the outline, then you're going to say, craft a blog for me with the above information and place keywords strategically with SEO friendly content, right? So you got to tell it what you want and it will do that for you. So it's really great. Like I use it all the time to help me write. The idea behind ChatGPT is to just overcome a blank screen and it'll point you in the right direction and I suggest writing 2 to 3 blogs a week because Google likes when your websites are updated on a regular basis, just like on YouTube. It likes it when you upload to YouTube 2 to 3 times a week. So just write 3 blogs a week and do it like, carve out an hour on a Monday or a Sunday or whatever and just write three and then post them up and schedule them to go out because you can schedule your blogs to be released. And that way your website's always changing. It prefers dynamic websites over static websites. So, Lesley, do you want me to do this or you want to go ahead and talk about this?
Yeah, I'll do it. So I think everything that you said, Nick, is great. And I also just want to just shout out that ChatGPT is so fast. You could do it like under 30 seconds and be able to just copy and paste into your website. So identifying topics that are relevant to your target client is key. Make sure that you keep them fresh. Market trends are huge. Obviously, we want to be shown as a local economist as well, right? You want your clients to lean in on you on all of the real estate information, what's really truly happening with the market. Restaurant reviews. I love that one just because everybody needs a meal, everybody needs to eat. Where's your favorite one to go to? It's very relatable. And then that way, relatability also can really tie into being more approachable. Neighborhood guides they're great. As we know, a lot of neighborhoods, some do have HOAs and provide that already. And yet, what is something that you can do to provide even more in a consistent way as well? So think about just these sort of topics for your strategy to implement when you do write those blogs.
So lead capturing, with lead magnet creation. So we're going to talk about what lead magnets are in a second, but basically like to capture leads, you can offer ebooks, checklists, vendor recommendations. That's what a lead magnet is. So, we're going to get more into how you can create those. But also, you want to have some opt-in forms. So it's very important to place opt-in forms or have calls to action, right? So like I showed you the calls to action on my website, which was like click here to search for homes. But have compelling calls to action on your blogs. Communicate the benefits of subscribing to a blog if that's something that you can possibly do, and use action-oriented language. Like don't miss a beat or stay up to date. That type of stuff. That would be action-oriented language. And I'll just do this real quick, Lesley, and then you
Yeah.
can go on. So there's different types of levels of lead, like levels of lead motivation. So you have top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. So top of funnel is tofu, middle of funnel, mofu, bottom of funnel, bofu. That's just the way to remember it. So if you're targeting new leads, you're going to want to target them with the type of content like blog posts, ebooks, videos, and you're going to capture them with contact info in exchange for information that you're giving them, in exchange for some value, right? That's going to be how you capture them. We're going to get more into that later, so don't worry, we're not going to leave you hanging. MoFu, middle of funnel, the content, once they're in your system and you're nurturing them, you nurture them with like invites to webinars, basically like buyer seller seminars, things like that, informational webinars about the market, email newsletters, you know, solutions to their problems, how to get your home ready with 10 renovation hacks for under $100 each or something along those lines, helping them navigate. And you're going to lead nurture them with targeted emails and personalized content. Personalized content meaning homes that are similar to the ones that they're looking for. And then bottom of funnel content is when where they're ready to go see a house. So you're talking to them. So property tours, property recommendations, off-market opportunities, and the conversion is um uh similar to the the MoFu content. This is a typo here. Sorry about that. Targeted emails and personalized content. So these are just levels of lead readiness with the types of content you can target and nurture them and convert them with. Um, to help you really kind of like figure out, how to get these people into your pipeline. So at the top, it's awareness. They're new. You haven't spoken to them yet. The middle funnel, probably still haven't spoken to them. So you're nurturing them with more higher level content, and then you have spoken to them for bottom of funnel. So now you're inviting them to go see properties. And a lead magnet is a marketing term referring to an incentive or offer that businesses provide to potential customers in exchange for their contact information or other valuable data. Now, Command doesn't have lead funnels yet. I'm hoping that they do. So I'm going to talk about a very inexpensive and free. It's also free too. There's a free version. I'm going to talk about a free system that I use to create lead funnels. Until Command actually puts those out, I'm going to use this system. Um, and I'll show you what it is in a moment. But this is kind of like an example, right? So this is an example of the lead funnel that I used during family reunion when I taught my class on Facebook groups. So the people scanned a QR code and they filled out their name and their email address. And then I sent them 10 steps on how to grow a Facebook group and make money with it. So that was the lead funnel that I did there. And why don't you get into the different types of lead funnels, Lesley?
Yeah, love it. So let's start with ebooks and guides. Ebooks are great because now that we're all digital, it's a great way to provide something of value, and it has more knowledge and it has more in-depth knowledge and insights in it, right? So this all goes back to your audience and what kind of value you're providing. Market reports and analysis, they position the agent as a knowledgeable source of market insights. Um, exactly what I said to you guys, be consistent with your market reports, because the more consistent you are, you'll be able to then have more credibility behind you. Checklists and templates offer immediate utility and also it's super easy to use, giving the clients really ideally a checklist to follow so they can navigate the transactional process with ease. Maybe they're a first-time home buyer, maybe they are downsizing, and all those things with those types of pain points. Give them a checklist so it gives them the path, right? Guide them in that path. Webinars and online workshops, just like we do, providing some value, giving you guys more information to help you win in your business. Do the same thing for your clients. What do they need to be more knowledgeable about? I know I hear a lot of buyer seminars and seller workshops, etc., just as two examples. And then, of course, the great part is the free consultations is easy because then you get to directly engage with them. It's not so pressurizing. Understanding what they need in their journey of buying and selling is always a value too. And putting your calendar link up is an offer as well. So
Yeah, so this is why lead magnets for marketing are important and why you need them because they build trust by offering buying, selling tips, market info, neighborhood info. They keep website visitors on your site. They improve this time on site. They increase the time on site, and they improve your site's SEO ranking. Google likes that type of content. And it's great for nurturing leads, capturing their contact info and the great thing about it is like they're gonna voluntarily put their contact info in. So it's different than like if you're running a campaign on Facebook, they click the button and then it's a lead form that pops up with their info automatically there and they just submit it. This is no lead capture. This is just them voluntarily and manually entering their info, which is it's a hotter lead. So it helps you nurture leads through regular updates and it keeps you top of mind by offering them value about the market. And it positions you in their brain as being an expert. And so leverage the some of the benefits are that you can have comprehensive information and make it digestible. It's a higher perceived value to the consumer. It allows you to better target your lead generation. It builds your email list at a much higher rate. and it definitely enhances your lead nurturing. It's different. It's not just listing alerts, it's actual content. And so that sets you apart.
Hmm.
And so ebooks have become cornerstone in the digital marketing strategies of lots of industries, and they allow you to deep dive into topics that matter to your audience. And the quality associated with an actual ebook is perceived as a much higher value. And once you create the ebook, if it's an evergreen topic, like the 10 steps to buying a home, the 10 steps to selling a home, whatever it is, those those 10 steps are rarely, if ever, going to change. People buy and sell homes the same way they did 100 years ago, other than the fact that now we have technology, but it's the foundational way it's done is still there. So you can write it once and continue to generate leads from it for years. And it gives them valuable content. You can create a compelling design and you can promote it strategically. So let's jump into creating ebooks for lead gen with ChatGPT. Similar to doing a blog, um, you're going to choose a topic or have ChatGPT brainstorm ebook topics for you having to do with real estate or what's trending in real estate or what pain points consumers have about real estate. Okay. Ask it to give you 5 or 10 topics, ideas. Have it outline that topic and then write engaging content for each section. Tell it how long you want it to be. You can use photos to supplement the length, but they don't have to be long. Five
Right.
pages, 10 pages, but like half the page is going to be pictures of something and the
Right.
other half's going to be writing. So it's really like half a page of words. And then the other half, find a photo that relates to whatever you're talking about to make it easy for you. And incorporate some insights and data on real estate. Um, have ChatGPT like assist you in designing the layout, the colors that you should use if you choose to. You don't have to, but that's something that it can do. And then ask ChatGPT to edit it and make sure it's grammatically correct. And they can also help you draft promotional materials like email copy, social media posts about your ebook, blog article about your ebook that maybe summarizes it. It can give you this information. And if you want to be fancy schmancy and go the next level, put quizzes inside your ebook or calculators because it's all going to be online, right? Unless it's a PDF that they can print. But that's just like second level stuff. I wouldn't actually really focus on that too much because you do want it to be a PDF where they can print it out because you want them to have it. So that's something, those are some ways that you can use Chat GPT to help you write your ebook. Lesley, go over this for them, please.
Yeah, definitely. And I love that you guys are interacting with us in the chat.
Oh, let
Kelly,
me take a look and see what's going on over there.
yeah, Kelly says I would think color should match branding in the ebook. And yes,
Yeah,
I
definitely right.
yeah.
Kelly, good point. Yes. So your colors
Mhm.
that are on your logo should be the same colors that you use on all of your marketing materials. So
Yes.
good suggestion and
Yes.
insight.
Great. Yep, great insight.
Will we be able to get a copy of this video? Yes.
Yep.
You and JN Hups, a lot of good info, but I'm not sure
Oh.
I'll remember everything. You're not taking extensive notes. Can't believe it. Just kidding.
All right, so let's get into lead generation with ebooks. Lead funnel optimization, create a dedicated landing page specifically for that ebook so that there is a call to action, right? We discussed
I'm
that.
gonna tell you what system I use for this in a minute, so don't worry, I won't leave you
Yeah,
hanging.
don't worry. We'll give you all the nuggets. Email marketing, of course. I like this because you can also put it online and then you can email your database with your ebook and promote it. I like that as well, just because it's a nice little touch for your past clients. It could be like a part of your 36 touch plan that you have, right? For everybody in your database, right? Right, right. Social media campaigns. Promote your ebook across your social media platforms. So you see that the consistency here on platforms is key. And then content marketing and SEO, write blog posts, articles, and even press releases about your topics related to your ebook so that it brings more awareness and excitement around it. And then the last one here, which I love, are just partnering with somebody else and collaborating with a local business, somebody that could be influencing your community that you could just tag on to and make it a win-win and promote your ebook together, which I love. So a lot of great ways to lead gen with your ebooks here.
So here's some software that you can use to create ebooks. So Canva has great templates. Designer is a great one. Kindle Create, I believe Kindle Create is free. Adobe Express also, and I didn't put this here, and I should have. Command does have good templates. So the buyer and seller listing presentations can be customized and turned into ebooks. So there's lots of, I think there's like a dozen different variations, maybe a
Yeah.
few, maybe a little less. But Command does have pretty simple and nice looking templates for the presentations that you can customize into an ebook. So if you don't want to like pay for Canva or pay for Designer, you can do it for free on Command in Designs. Um, yeah. So let's move on. I was just reading the chat. So this is the anatomy of a lead funnel. So this is just kind of an example, right? This is kind of what you want to have on your lead funnel page. It's got to be an attention grabbing headline, right? Compelling ebook cover, like you can see that one there. A brief description of the ebook, so you can see it says what's inside. Opt-in forms, call to action. So there's two opt-in forms, three opt-in forms. The first one is at the top under the book. Second one on the left-hand side. This is all one page, although I couldn't fit it together, so I split it up into two for the slide. But the one at the top on the right, that's actually right under the section that says what's inside the book. And then the one on the right at the bottom is underneath customer reviews, right? So you don't have to have customers reviews. You don't have to say what people are saying about the book. You can have what people are saying about you and working with you. So put that. So there's three different sections here where they can submit their information. So they don't have to scroll back and up and down and so on and so forth. And then you would follow up with email sequences, and I'll show you what I'm using for that. And I'm using it's called system.io, systeme.io. There is a free version, and they give you a ton of stuff for free. If you guys have you ever used ClickFunnels, it's like ClickFunnels, but I think it's so much better, and the templates look so much better, and it's so much easier to use. And you can create campaigns through email. If someone fills out the form, clicks submit, you can automate emails to go out with the ebook as an attachment. Um, so system.io, with the free version, you can create up to three different funnels. So you could have one ebook funnel that's focusing on buyers, one that's focusing on sellers, and then maybe one that's focusing on investors. So you could have three in the free version. There's lots of good stuff for the free version.
And I love
Um,
this, Nick. I just want to say that this could be for any industry. You know what I mean?
it is for any industry. That it's not
And
specific to real estate.
yeah, I just want to shout that out for those who are obviously here as agents. It's just nice because you could build this however you like for another side hustle.
Oh yeah, so you can create webinar. You can do evergreen webinars. So
Right.
like, what evergreen webinars are webinars that feel like they're live, but they're not. So if you wanted to do like a buyer seller webinar, you could just do it. You could record it and then run it all the time. And it
Mhm.
feels like you're there, but you're not. Um, you can blog, you can create a website, you can create online courses, you can sell products, all of these different things that you can do outside of real estate. But for real estate, the ebook and the sales funnels are super great. So check out system.io. Like I said, the free version is really robust. You can have up to 2,000 contacts and make up to three sales funnels for free. And then if you need to upgrade, it's $27 a month, which again is a really great price compared to ClickFunnels, which is like $300 a month. It's highway robbery, if you ask me. All right, go ahead. You want to do this, Lesley, or you want me to do this? I'll
You,
do it. You want
you
you
do
want
it. Go
okay,
ahead.
because this is really my slide that I made. So
Yeah, do
um
it.
let's jump into social media. Um these are just easy ways for you to kind of like identify what each channel is used for. Because Facebook content is not the same as TikTok content, and YouTube content is not the same as Instagram content. So when you're creating content for Facebook, it's really for likes and shares. When you're creating content for Instagram, it's for views and comments. For YouTube, it's views and subscribing. And for TikTok, it's more storytelling. So figuring out for Facebook what resonates with your audience, and they all have different demographics too. Facebook's an old person's platform at this point. You know what I mean? Like I
Well,
think
I'm
it's like
old.
45 plus. TikTok is like 18 to 30, and then
43 plus.
Instagram is like in the middle there. YouTube, I think, is for everybody. But this is just take a picture of this because it's a good way to figure out like what platform is for what.
Yeah.
Think of YouTube as a search engine. We're gonna get more into that in a minute. Make sure your videos ask for subscriptions. Um, for Instagram, create discussion worthy content. Make sure you're actively engaging with your audience. Don't post and ghost. For storytelling on TikTok, structure the story, craft a compelling narrative, do a series, 10, like I said, I'm just using this as an example, 10 steps to buying a house, whatever. Um, you can edit your videos on Instagram and TikTok. Lots of different, ways to create content in different ways for each platform. So Facebook would be great for live video, it's educational content, entertaining content. Instagram's great for stories and reels. YouTube is great for long form content, evergreen content, which is again, evergreen is content that never changes. It always is relevant. And then TikTok is great for short form education and educational content. So here's the difference between um what a story. This is a story in case you don't know. So it's a feature on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, but Instagram did it first. Allows users to share photos, text, video with interactive elements. They disappear after 24 hours. You can put you can do a question and answer. You can do a poll asking people's opinions. So there's lots of things you can add filters. You can add interactive elements, like I just mentioned. So stories are a lot of fun for your followers. If you want to be discovered by people who aren't following you, then you want to do a reel. So it's a short form video, usually about 90 seconds. That it's similar to a story, but it makes you more discoverable. And it can be longer. So like I said before, creative editing tools, content discovery, virability, discoverability. That's the difference between a reel and a story. Hey Lesley, why don't you go over these stats with for video and why it's so powerful?
Oh, I love these stats. 85% of buyers and sellers prefer to work with an agent who uses video marketing. Isn't that cool? 85%. So for those of you who are hiding behind doing videos, maybe now's the time. 72% of customers would rather learn about a product or service through video. I like that just because it just seems real, right? You're seeing the live, real video of something, especially a house. Listings with video receive 403% more inquiries than those without. Holy cow. 403%.
Yeah.
So stop cutting corners in your listing presentation with what you offer. Continue to offer video. Hire a professional to do that for you. Social media posts with video generate 1,200% more shares than text and image posts. Holy cow. Is anybody motivated to do video today? Because I would be. Properties listed with video receive 94% more views. Okay, ask yourself, are you asking yourself, are you doing more videos? Yes or no in the chat. Are you guys doing videos? Yes or no? Properties listed with video receive 94% more views. Just said that. Google search results with video have a 41% higher click-through rate. Websites with video are 53 times more likely to rank on the first page of Google. I would be focusing on that one too. That's huge. Huge, huge, huge. So if light bulbs are going off in my brain, Nick, I would hope and assume that everybody else is having light bulbs right now too. So that's these are huge takeaways.
Yes, 100%. Um, okay, so script writing. If you don't know what to say, you can use ChatGPT. Can you provide a script for a video tour of a luxury beachfront property? But what you want to do is tell it what the property looks like, right? If you're in Colorado, provide a script for a video tour of a property in the mountains or whatever. And this is what it looks like. So just describe it, and it can write the script for you. Provide a script for Reels highlighting 5 great coffee shops. And so here's an example. So I went to ChatGPT. I asked it for top 5 coffee shops in a specific town, gave me 5 of them. Then I said, now create a script for an Instagram reel that highlights these shops. And so it literally creates the script with instructions. Opening shot, montage of picturesque scenes with upbeat music, voiceover. Then it tells you what to say. Cut to the first coffee shop. Show footage of the cozy interior, people crafting drinks. You get the point. Another voiceover. This is just this is just like a guide. So you don't even have to think of like what the video should have or do or be. It can just create the script for you,
Yeah, so cool.
and it's a great opportunity to go in and to create relationships with these locations and tell them you're making a video and it's going to go to your database and put on YouTube and advertise it on Facebook, and they're going to be featured, and so they're going to share it after it's produced. But this is so great. Like, you have all of this content creation ideas at your fingertips. I would suggest upgrading to the paid version of ChatGPT for $20 a month. It's so, so, so worth it. You get a lot more features and a lot more information. So just suck it up, pay the $20 a month. Believe me, you'll thank me later for it. Okay. A lot of agents make the mistake of starting their videos like, "Hi, I'm Nick Baldwin with Keller Williams, and this is my new property." Lame. I've already zoned out and clicked to the next video because it's not a hook, right? A hook is a compelling and attention-grabbing element at the beginning of a video that aims to capture the viewer's interest and encourages them to keep watching. So here's some examples. Um, Step inside your dream home. Join me for an exclusive virtual tour of this breathtaking property. Discover the hidden gem of Anytown, USA. Attention, first-time home buyers. In this video, I'll reveal 5 top insider tips for navigating the real estate market. Be the first to see what's coming soon on the market. Things like that, like, hey, this is the most expensive house in town. Let's take a tour. By the way, I'm Nick with Keller Williams. Please subscribe to my channel. So don't start by introducing yourself. Start by why they should watch, because you literally have 3 seconds to catch their attention. So make sure that it is a hook. If you want a good book about hooks, read Hook Point by Brendan Kane. It's a good book all about crafting the perfect hook, whether it be a video or a post. Anyway, it's called Hook Point. You can get it on Amazon. And Brendan is an expert in content creation and such. So definitely check that book out. Artificial intelligence. Let's jump into that. So these are products every single day that we use and have used for decades, and they all are powered by artificial intelligence, so we don't even think twice about it. Facebook, Instagram, our algorithm is AI. Google searches is AI. Amazon is AI suggesting what we should buy based on our other purchases. Same with eBay, TikTok, the algorithm, Netflix, what we like to watch, LinkedIn, another algorithm, Apple. whatever the heck they put in their phones, all of that stuff. All that stuff is AI, and we take it for granted on a regular basis. Um, so let's jump into making video with AI. So editing is usually the hardest part. So there's options for that. So I suggest either video.ai or Opus Clip. I really suggest video.ai over Opus Clip because the free version of video has a lot more um, features um, than Opus Clip does. In terms of price point, they're the same, but the free version of video is better than the free version of Opus. And those two are good for short form. So if you make a long form video, which is like 5 to 10 minutes, and upload that long form video to one of these platforms, the AI will go through the videos and pick out short, 30 to 60-second clips that you can use on Instagram Reels or TikTok. So it's a shortened version of your longer form video, and it creates like dozens of different clips that it thinks would be great for that. Descript is for both long and short. It's a little bit harder to use because it's not 100% AI. It's more a little bit half and half. I used a script. There was a learning curve though. I watched a lot of videos to figure out how to use it. But if you're willing to take the time to really dig into an editing software, Descript is legit, like real hardcore editing software. Um, so it takes a little time to use, but it's a little more expensive. I think it's $25 a month, but it's very robust and I love it and I use it every day. Uh, and so ah, these are just some examples. This was edited with video, and you can see they put the captions in. And over here, this was edited with Opus Clip. And with the free version of Opus Clip, you get that horrible, ugly Opus Clip logo at the top, which kind of sucks.
Mm.
So, but anyway, you can see these are shortened versions of, you know, of a longer form video. And these are all edited using artificial intelligence. And AI again is this is a great system too. It's again $10 a month. Everything's $10 a month. But don't go and start buying everything. Choose like two or three things that you could use for your tech stack. But AI allows you to take a video that you've already done and it writes a blog from the video, not a transcript, a blog. So it will write a descriptive article about what it scours the video, understands what the video is about, and then writes a descriptive article about the video. So if you create a video about coffee shops in your town and it's long form, you upload it to All Right, it'll then give you a blog to complement that video so you can post them both together, which I think is fantastic. I love this system too. All right, go for it, Lesley. Talk about hashtags.
I love hashtags because you can grab a really big audience. You just have to be really purposeful with where you find them as you hashtag. Most hashtags will also include the amount or size of audience. So make sure that when you use a hashtag, it's relevant to your content and relevant to the actual like industry or person that you're trying to attract. Research it just to see like what kind of hashtags come up. You can use tools like Hashtagify or Right Tag, mix popular and niche hashtags together. So go check out what other hashtags are really working in your specific avatar's community, who you're trying to attract, etc. And then create branded hashtags to your unique brand, because as you build, your hashtags will grow, your audience will grow, and people will be able to then go search your particular hashtag. It's great with staying up top of mind. And then, of course, like I mentioned before, just keeping up with current trends. So go see who is doing it at a high level, keep with those trends and those hashtags that they're using as well. And then create seasonal and timely content based on where you live locally so that you are following along with that as well. So I know we're like on the nose, Nick, of time.
Yeah, you can also ask ChatGPT for relevant
Oh, yeah.
hashtags.
Yes.
You have to have the paid version in order to get like really up-to-date information. So that's the thing with the paid version is up to date. It's connected to the internet, whereas the non-paid version cuts off at late 2023, so you don't really have up-to-date info. All right, let's move it on. Let's move on. We got to wrap it up. YouTube
Yep.
thumbnail strategy. So very important when you're on YouTube creating thumbnails, um, visual clarity and quality. So high resolution. YouTube loves faces and they love emotional faces. And that's why you see a lot of people with like this silly face pointing at something like in shock because it likes that. Also likes vivid colors and great lighting. Make sure it's uncluttered and readable text and that the consistency in your branding is the same across the board. And I use Ken Posick as an example because he just does it right. Okay. So if you're not following Ken Posick on YouTube, you need to. Um, because he does all of these are titles. He does everything right, even his thumbnails and his titles. Start with keyword research. So you use keyword tools or ChatGPT to help you come up with long tail keywords. So your titles should be, affordable family homes in Denver, right? You can see Ken does that. What you can buy in Orlando for $1 million. Living in Orlando. He uses the name Florida or Orlando in almost every single title. So be specific and descriptive. Limit the limit the length to under 60 characters. And then create curiosity, the secret to finding your dream home, the top 5 tips for first-time home buyers, and use words like incredible, exclusive, things that give intrigue. And with the description, it's also very important. So your first 150 characters are the most important because they appear in the search results when it's on Google and they appear under the video before you have to click see more, right? So most people don't click see more. Incorporate SEO words into your description as well using timestamps when you can. So like, telling it when things happen at what time. Um, you can use ChatGPT to give you timestamps. So once you upload your video, give it a little while because YouTube will eventually create a transcript. So if you then put the video into ChatGPT and tell it to give you timestamps, it will go through the video and figure out what is happening when and give you those timestamps. You can just copy and paste it. And include calls to action. So you have to say these things. Make sure you share, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you visit our website. The link is in the description below because YouTube doesn't have buttons to click. So you have to tell people what you want. And let's just wrap it up with some TikTok. These are just really important stats about TikTok and why you should be using it. It's used by over 1 billion people worldwide. It's available in 150 countries. People spend an average of 52 minutes a day on the site. So it's becoming hopefully it does get banned in the United States, but we still got time. So leverage it. Um, and some strategies around TikTok. I'll just call out a couple of them. Keep it short, 15 to 60 seconds. And TikTok is driven by trends, and music plays a huge part in that. So make sure you're using trending music in your videos because you'll become more discoverable that way. TikTok used to be an app called Musically, and it was a music app. So they still use music to drive discoverability. Hashtags, be consistent, upload multiple times a week, and so on and so forth. And here's just some examples of content you can create for realtors: virtual tours, home staging tips, market updates, DIY improvements, frequently asked questions, neighborhood highlights. These are so easy to do, and you don't need like crazy equipment to do it. And oh, we're almost done. We saw Instagram. Okay, I forgot we had Instagram. You want to go over this real quick?
Yeah. Instagram is obviously a huge channel. So optimizing your profile is huge. Make sure that your username is recognizable and search friendly. So if you have a middle name and you have a initial there or a dot or something, make it short. Be specific. Craft a compelling bio that highlights your unique value proposition. This should be easy, short, sweet, very easy to read and understand what you offer. Include a call to action, of course, to point to your website. So as you've seen on Instagram, have you seen a lot of those people that say link in bio, link in bio? Put your link in your bio and ensure that it's there and drive them to where they can learn more about what you're offering.
Yes, exactly. Um, so use high quality images and videos to highlight properties, reels for quick engaging highlights, shareable valuable tips on home buying and selling, and post content related to local events, businesses, and attractions. So that's some content ideas for Instagram. And we talked about this already, but use stories for time sensitive updates. So like stories, like I said, they only last for 24 hours and they disappear. Use interactive features like polls, um, engaging content that can reach beyond your current followers and highlight property features and share quick tips. Something that maybe we didn't mention before, maybe you did when we talked about hashtags. It's a good idea to, unless I have it on the next. Oh, I do have it here. Okay, forget it. I'm going to say in a second. Um, let's go to the last bullet point. Oh no, the second bullet point. Use a mix of broad and niche hashtags to increase visibility of your posts. So broad would be hashtag real estate. Niche would be hashtag Denver. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So real estate reaches far further, and then Denver will help you get more honed in. So when you're using hashtags, and don't use more than 6 or 7 because
And
it
that's a
becomes
typical rule for SEO, just to kind of shout that out there too, for anybody who's curious.
what?
Being broad
Oh
and
yeah,
niche with your keywords.
yeah. And I know that a lot of this is a lot to swallow. It's like a fire hose, and we did it quickly. Usually this class is 3 hours.
Don't scare them
Uh,
away.
because there's a lot more to it. There's more demonstration. We
Yeah.
show you how to use ChatGPT. We just don't have time to do that within the hour that we're given. But the ways that you can stay up to date on like the ever-changing social media digital landscape is following industry experts and influencers. I stay up to date because I follow a lot of I couldn't tell you their names because I follow a lot of them, but they are very knowledgeable about like what's going on in the social media space, attending events and webinars like this, taking online courses and getting certified in certain things like social media and digital marketing. Join online forums and groups like Lab Code Agents, or Lesley and mine and Lesley's groups, Brandify. You can join that group. Um, Stay updated on trends. You can use ChatGPT to keep you updated. You can use Google Trends to help you keep you updated as well. And then experiment with new tools and different platforms as they come out. Don't be afraid to do that. And by the way, guys, we have a special gift for you. If you scan this code, you will be emailed in about 60 seconds with an ebook on advertising on Instagram, like paid ads, like how to master paid ads on Instagram. So go ahead, hurry up, scan the QR code. You'll see my lead funnel that I made in it's not as robust because I'm just giving it to you guys here, but it'd be a little bit more robust if I was putting this um on Facebook. But scan the QR code, fill out the form, give it a minute or so, and you'll get an email with a downloadable ebook about Instagram ads. So that's for you as a little gift from us. Yeah, and go join our Brandify group. Lesley just posted in the chat.
Yep, just post in the chat. And for anybody that is ever interested in coaching with either myself or Nick, I'm gonna add my Calendly link because we both are MAPS coaches. So I'm gonna send my Calendly link there. So if you're curious about joining MAPS and being coached by either Nick or I, that's my link. You can reach obviously Nick through his lead funnel. So
Yeah. So in the email that goes out, you can always reply to that
reply to
if
that.
you have any questions about what you learned today, or you want to talk about coaching or anything having to do with branding and social media. We are here for you. Did everyone get the everyone who wanted to get the QR code before I sign off?
Sorry, guys. Here's the link, the actual link of mine. That was the wrong link. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions? How was class for you? Lots of
All
takeaways.
right. Well, I'm guessing everyone got what they wanted. Um, and we're gonna go now.
Have a great day, everybody. Reach
Thanks,
out
everybody.
if
And there
you
will
need
be a
anything.
recording sent out. I'm sure Lesley will handle that.
Yep. I will handle that.
All
Bye,
right. See you guys
everyone.
later.